I am Lamont at large. Today I am at 8220 Hickman Mills Drive here in Kansas City, Missouri. I am at the abandoned 4-acre motel. I'm here to talk about a very grisly murder that occurred here. I'm going to warn you beforehand, this is a very gruesome story. If you don't like stories such as that, please, I would advise you to stop the video right now. On March 21st of 2016, one of the maids at the 4-acre motel was turning out rooms, cleaning them, getting them ready for the next customers to rent them for the night. And she approached room 253 and opened the door and seen a girl laying face down on the bed. She had called out to her, hey, checkout time is at noon. She didn't respond. She went to shake the girl and she noticed that she wasn't moving and wasn't flinching when she touched her. The maid ran out of the room, went to the office and told them to call 911. The girl that she was trying to wake up isn't getting up. So the paramedics, along with the firefighters and the police, they came to the scene here and went to the room where they found daizsa Bausby face down on the bed. They tried to resuscitate her, but without any use. She was already dead. She was strangled, was sodomized, was raped, and the killer of daizsa Bausby was very well known to her. The killer was her father, Jerry Bausby. Now, Jerry Bausby was seen on surveillance footage leaving the room at around 9:30 at night, the day before they found daizsa's body. Now, he wasn't arrested until around 6 months after the murder occurred, which leads me to believe that they had a very strong indication that he did it, but they just didn't have any concrete proof, so they had to wait for the DNA results to come back, and it proved without a shadow of a doubt that Jerry Bausby was the man who raped and killed his daughter daizsa. And this is room 253 at the 4-acre motel, and this is the room where daizsa was raped, sodomized, strangled, killed, tortured to death by the man that she would go to in her time of need to comfort her. As you can see, that paint right there, that is where the headboard would be. And this is where she lost her life. She was brutally murdered right here. Now, daizsa was estranged from her father. He was, by all intents and purposes, an abusive, drug addict, drunk. He would beat up daizsa's mother constantly, just a very vicious, dirty human being. So during the trial, there was a question that came up. Well, if he was such an abusive monster piece of crap, why did daizsa come to this motel to meet with her dad? Now, daizsa, even though he was an abusive monster, daizsa still loved her father, just like any daughter would love the man that raised her somewhat and gave her life. He was in and out of her life, most of her life. She didn't have a very good upbringing. And the defense attorney, a very horrible person, and just said some very, very nasty things about her. He tried to paint a picture that daizsa came to this motel to have a sexual encounter with her own father. When I read that online, it made me beyond sick that any human being, I don't care if you are defending a monster, and I don't care if that's your job, to paint Daizsa as somebody who would do such a thing like that was not only a very cowardly move, it's a very, very just a disgusting, horrible human being to try to tarnish this girl's memory by saying such filth and such nonsense. This girl in this very room behind me was tortured and killed, and it takes a very low-level coward scumbag such as that attorney to try to besmudge this girl's legacy, this girl's memory. She was a very, very good student, and she was on her way to college, only 18 years old, had her whole life ahead of her. Killed by the hands of a monster. The prosecuting attorney for the case had overwhelming evidence that Jerry Bausby was the man that was responsible for Daizsa's rape and murder. They found DNA from her on his genitals and also found his DNA in her anus and in her mouth. And even though they had all that evidence, he was only found guilty of second-degree murder, first-degree sexual assault, sodomy, and incest. The trial ended just about a month ago from this recording of this video. He is going for sentencing September 20th of this year. If you want to follow my channel and hit that notification bell, I will do a video of the day when I found out what his sentencing is. I am shocked that they did not go for the death penalty in this case. You know, I'm glad they caught him. At the end of the day, at least they caught the killer. But what kind of justice is that? I mean, you know, what does the Bible say? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you are not a proponent of the death penalty, it's cases like this that sure as hell should make you think twice about that. Anyways, guys, Lamont at Large taking you to the scene of the crime on Hickman Mills Drive here in Kansas City, Missouri at the 4-acre motel. Lamont at Large, I'm out. Thank you for watching. Rest in peace to Daizsa Bausby. Had her whole life ahead of her. And a sick monster, not a human being, took that away from her.